Welcome to the channel, Exp0se. Now if you're new, remember to like, share and subscribe. Now we don't know what this really happened to the state. But there's a saying, what is hidden in the dark must be revealed in the light. And it seems as if all of the hasty decisions being made by the administration is revealing cracks within the state. Now with the multitude of high profile cases before the state, now we are hearing this about Jamaica's leading prosecutor. Let me continue what I want to continue the reasoning. Look and listen.
Came about. I heard it like so many other attorneys would have heard that she got an extension, a second extension. And
so there was a first extension?
Yes, yes. And that took place in 2020, July 2020. And I sought to get information about this second extension. And it is while I was checking this out, I called the printry to find out if there's any gazetted second extension of Ms. Llewellyn's extension. And while I was, the gentleman who was in charge of that section did a search and came back to me and said, Mr. Wildman, there's no gazette here of any appointment.
So you're saying that when you went to do a search in the gazette, there was no record showing?
No, that's correct. That's correct. And in fact, the gentleman, on more than one occasion, I checked with the gazette printer.
How many times did you make a search with the gentleman, Mister?
At least 2 times.
There was nothing.
Even while I was preparing the suit, he confirmed to me that there was nothing.
So when you're preparing the lawsuit, there was no documentary gazette or evidence to purport that it was gazetted by Mala who fought?
That is correct. And in fact, let me make this point. It was while I was doing that search for that second extension, I discovered that the first one was not gazetted too.
Repeat that, Mr. Wildman, what you just say?
While I was doing this search to ascertain whether the second extension was gazetted, the gentleman, I asked him to check about the first extension, and he said there's nothing. So I was alarmed. When I heard that, I said, well, this is serious. So I immediately called the office of the Governor General to find out if they have any evidence of the gazetting of Ms. Llewellyn's extension. And we kept calling, and eventually they answered, and I think they were a bit embarrassed because all they said to me is that put our request in writing by way of an email, which we did immediately. And they said they'll get back to us, and up to now they haven't got back to us. So we were there.
The Governor General's office has not sent back any inquiries to your inquiry about the gazette?
None whatsoever, none. So we concluded that there was none because the GG's office should have evidence of it, and the printry, which is the repository of all gazette in Jamaica, had no evidence of it. So I said, well, left with this state of affair, the only thing to do now is to go to the court to say that the first extension is illegal, because if it is not gazetted, then it's a nullity. So that's exactly what we did, and sought an injunction to restrain Ms. Llewellyn from continuing in the office. So that is the genesis of this. Yes.
Her reason seeking an extension is on the merit or on the basis that there is work in the office of the DPP's office that needs to be continued. Continuity is her argument. But
let me respond
I want
to
to ask, is that a solid ground and argument for the DPP to be asking for an extension? Because you have already 50-odd plus persons in the office of the DPP. Are you telling me that none of them are qualified to continue the mission as DPP?
It is a ridiculous argument. I can tell you that off the bat. It's a ridiculous argument. In fact, I mean, I worked in that office up to I was deputy DPP when I left and went to post. Advertise the post and let people apply. There are so many people in this country would probably be prepared. Even people who are now on the bench as parish judges. Advertise the post. And I want to make this point. You cannot use that as an argument in violation of the Constitution. So the Constitution says you can't get you can't get a second appointment, an extension, then no argument can be advanced to justify Mr. Llewellyn remaining in office. Absolutely nothing. Because the Constitution is sacred.
But
Let me
I
respond to
wonder
that.
is that a
Let me,
solid ground and argument for the DPP to be asking for an extension? Because you have already 50 odd plus persons in the office of the DPP. Are you telling me that none of them are qualified to continue the mission as DPP?
it is a ridiculous argument.
Now, based on these statements, you might hear say attorneys representing individuals who were prosecuted might now be asking for their case to either be looked at again or even for their client's name to be cleared. Now think about it. Right now, you have the Noel Maitland and the Daniel Lee Dawson situation before the state. You have a take place with SSL before the state. Ranco before the state. The Clans trial is also still before the state. These cases are numerous within themselves. The different individuals involved. And this is just a few. Now with statements like this being made by attorneys. No, by a former prosecutor himself. This is a person who was in the office of public prosecution. And this is what he must say. He must say him even make calls to the Governor General's office. Him say they never have the answers for him. Them tell him to type it up. Of course. Him being a top tier attorney, him have all heap of resources, him get it type up right away. Had it sent to them. Still couldn't give him the answers where he need. He make some other links. Still couldn't get the answers where he need. Is that something the state might have to explain? He's saying that the second or the recent tenure was done the right way. But the one before, what that have to do, or what that said about the cases tried during the one before. This looked like this was another hasty decision made by the state where I guess they were just too busy. I guess they must have realized that that part of it wasn't done. No, talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And I guess this is a situation where people are going to say, just as we have always seen with the state making decisions that based on what they perceive is best for the state. But doing so in a way that either they forgot. Because remember, sometimes different individuals have different roles and responsibility. Maybe the person was supposed to do this, just never do it. For whatever reason, them just never do it. But at the same time, the Constitution is the Constitution. And even individuals before the state have rights. And now, their attorneys are pointing out that when the prosecutor's extension was given, it was not done in the right way. And of course, they must say, the cases that were tried during that time are going to need to get looked at again. And with these attorneys having their clients' best interests in mind, they must say them clients will be freed. Whether it be on that basis or the fact that the state just never do the right thing. What you think? And with everything else will take place with the state, the laws being put in place, with the Road Traffic Act, even with the Taxi Association president pointing out recently that a taxi driver was given a ticket for his vehicle for excessive tinting of the glass on the vehicle. 500,000. 500,000 for excessive tinting. It's so like a ticket excessive. It more so like a point was being proven. And of course, again, with the extension being made during the ruling party's tenure, with the extension being made while the ruling party was in power, and as I say, with all of what take place with the state, they're now being questioning the support for the ruling party, with that being also seen as a reason why there is no local government election, because some people believe the ruling party is of the view that if the elections were held now, people would show their frustration with the state by either voting against them or voting in a new party in the local government election. And that would be also something where would that probably happen in a general election. We don't know. Still speculations. Even this statement about the prosecutor. Okay, so we're going. If you're new to the channel, support the subscribe icon, then the bell icon. And of course, put it on all. And this is how you know will be notified of all fresh content. As soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister, and then brother them for check out the channel, check out the reasoning, join the discussion. The comment section open 24/7, never lucky yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. And we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Now until the reason again, live, love, and prosper, and stay tuned.